Skinny Hardaway Southern T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Knockout. I ain't gonna keep you here too long. Probably just as long as your lunch break. But I'm finna get him knockout. I'm finna get him. And you know what? I'm mad at myself because I saw this tweet dropped. Matter of fact, let's get the screen up. We ain't gonna waste too much time because I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing, too long. But we go cook for a second. I'm gonna get my point across today. You know what I mean? Whether it's gonna take 15, whether it's gonna take 48, go take 30. I'm gonna get my point across, right? Okay, so this is what I read, y'all. Class in session. Like my brother OTB be saying, right? Class in session. This ain't film study right here, but we finna break this down, right? This is what I mean by class in session, right? Shout my brother OTB. So let's break this down for a hot second, right? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in, ready here for a good time or a long time. I was late turning my monetization on, but we still go make it do what it do. Okay, so let's read this for a second. Let's read this, right? Eddie Hearn. I'm gonna highlight this because I want to highlight the bullshit. That's what I'm doing. I'm highlighting the bullshit. All this is bullshit, so I'm gonna highlight this whole thing, right? So let's read it. Eddie Hearn has declared that if Naoya Monster Inoue, right? If Monster Inoue beats Stephen Fulton, right, then he will be willing to make Inoue versus Majoran Akhmadov, right? MJ Akhmadov, right? For undisputed super bantamweight world title later this year. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that highlighted for a second. I'm gonna leave that highlighted for just a second. Now, there are a lot of things, wrong with this. Like from the very first sentence, right? I see a lot wrong with this. Now, I don't know if y'all happened to look at the banner right before y'all came in. Let me get Brother Knockout tweet from up there. I don't know if y'all happened to look at the banner right when y'all came in, right? But in the banner, when you first come in here, you could see me asking Eddie Hearn, a question on top of Michael Benson's tweet, right? This tweet was made every bit of about 30 minutes ago, right? Give or take. This tweet was made at 1:03. This tweet was made at 1:03 is 1:50, right? So it took me a little while, to set this up. But I looked at this tweet right about 30 minutes ago, right? I cleared it. I looked at this tweet about 30 minutes ago, right? And I didn't think too much of it, right? I said, okay, Eddie Hearn said he'll let MJ fight Monster. If he beat CoolBoy, cool. Of course, right? That's what's supposed to happen, right? The winner's supposed to fight anyway. And I kept scrolling, right? But then it dawned on me. I went back and I read this tweet again. So let's take another look at this, y'all. But let's take a closer look. Let's take another look at this, but let's take a closer look this time, right? So Eddie Hearn has declared that if Naoya Inoue beats Stephen Fulton, that's the first thing wrong with this tweet. That's the first thing wrong with this, right? Now, you already got Eddie Hearn insulting Gervonta Tank Davis' intelligence, pretty much saying that, Tank don't know how to use his brain, right? If you let him tell it, Tank might as well be a couch potato if you listen to Eddie Hearn, right? And now you got Eddie Hearn. What's good, boxing MMA? Appreciate you sliding through. And now you got Eddie Hearn blatantly saying, right, Eddie Hearn has declared that if Inoue beats Stephen Fulton, right, y'all ain't hearing me though, right? If Inoue beats Stephen Fulton, then he'll be willing to make Inoue versus MJ Akhmaduliev for undisputed. Now look, I don't know where y'all comprehension level at, right? Right? I think I got a pretty decent comprehension level, right? Right? So understand So understand this for me. He said, "It's pretty good for me and my boss." So understand this. So understand what I'm saying, right? Now, at the same time, there's nothing wrong with this, and then there's a lot wrong with this. Because what about if CoolBoy Steph wins? Right? Now I see you say Eddie Hearn has declared that if Inouye win, right, then he'll be willing to make Undisputed. But what about if CoolBoy Steph win? Are you willing to make Undisputed then? Right? Another thing. Why couldn't you make Undisputed before Monster Inouye got there? If you so excited and if you so quick to make the fight for Undisputed right now. You know what I mean? Is this something in the water? And I don't know if y'all saw the head and the title when y'all came in, right? But it say Spence too, because I see something right here. Now, it's a lot wrong with this. Eddie Hearn is really exposing himself, right? Now, I never thought Eddie Hearn, I ain't too quick to call people the R-word, right? But I really feel like Eddie Hearn. I really feel like Eddie Hearn been exposing himself lately, right? With a lot of these undertone and underlining shots, you know what I mean, that he take at these people, right? He just took an undertone shot at Tank Davis, right? Question his intelligence, and now he basically telling us, right, in so many words, that if CoolBoy win, then he's still not getting a shot at Undisputed, right? Only if Inouye win will we see Undisputed, right? That's Eddie Hearn that's being messed up, right? But it's not just Eddie Hearn, because I see a pattern with this, right? It's not just this particular fight, and it's not just CoolBoy. You know what I mean? It's not just CoolBoy. This going on with Earl Spence too, and it's bigger than just CoolBoy and Earl Spence as well, right? Because I think this is a PBC thing. I think this is a PBC thing. I think they want to keep Undisputed away from Al Heyman. Southern T, what you mean? I mean, just look at it. It's in plain sight. The easiest way to have something, right, sometimes, is to put it in plain sight. You got Eddie Hearn right here saying, oh yeah, if Inouye beat CoolBoy, then we'll get Undisputed. What about CoolBoy? What about if CoolBoy win? What about, you know what this should say? You know why I got a problem with this? Y'all, hold on, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna bring it back up in a minute. You know why I got a problem with this, right? Because it should say Eddie Hearn has declared that the winner of CoolBoy versus Monster Inouye will be fighting Majeron Akhmaduliev, you know what I mean, for Undisputed later on this year. It shouldn't just say if Monster Inouye win, then he'll be fighting, you know what I mean, MJ Akhmaduliev for Undisputed later on this year. What about CoolBoy? Is CoolBoy going to be, you know what I mean, accounted for? That's my whole thing, like, in plain sight. And what's all the eagerness, right? What's all the eagerness? That's my whole thing, like, my bad. And what's all the eagerness, right, to get Undisputed all of a sudden? CoolBoy been trying to get Undisputed all year. CoolBoy just had to fight Danny Roman because he couldn't get an Undisputed fight, you know what I mean, in his division. CoolBoy had to threaten to move up in the division. You know what I mean? He had to threaten to move up in the division before, you know, and he still didn't get an Undisputed shot. He literally moved up in the division because he wasn't getting the Undisputed shot. Now, all of a sudden, CoolBoy, right, come and pull his move, right, CoolBoy, and then, you know, from what the sources say, this wasn't even a PBC move. Monster knew it, and CoolBoy pulled this out themselves. So shout out Monster knew it, right, and shout out CoolBoy. Now, ever since CoolBoy then pulled this move, right, He said, "Nah, I'm not gonna rematch Brandon Figueroa. Nah, I'm gonna fight Monster anyway." And one of the biggest fights to be made in boxing right now. Now it should be for Undisputed, right? If things had to went, in the perfect world, right, we would already had MJ versus CoolBoy for Undisputed in the division. But guess what? A fight of this magnitude, all titles do is add cliche. It can't make it no bigger. You get what I'm saying? A fight of this magnitude, CoolBoy versus Stephen Fulton, this like one of those fantasy fights, you know what I mean? This like one of those fantasy fights. We've been talking about this fight as if it was like, an urban legend. We've been talking about this fight as if it was, like a myth or something like that. But it's finally here. You know what I mean? We finally got this thing on the table. Then you're going to have Eddie Hearn, right? Like Eddie Hearn always do, right? Trying to insert himself into something that don't got nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? You got Eddie Hearn coming out saying, "Oh well, yeah, if you got Eddie Hearn coming out saying, oh well, yeah, if Monster win, then we'll get Undisputed." And I wonder is anybody else go see a problem with this, right? I wonder is anybody else go see. I wonder is anybody else going to see, a problem within this statement. You get what I mean? Just the whole statement for me. The whole statement for me, don't work. I feel like Eddie Hearn, over the last couple of weeks is really showing his hand, right? Now, I don't call too many people right the R word, right? But when you tell Tank Davis, yeah, fighters like you, fighters like you, they don't really think. They just go out there and it's a natural reaction. You know what I mean? They just fight. It was a compliment. What you mean fighters like Tank? You know what I mean? And then you come out here with this, right? And you hit us with the, oh yeah, if Monster wins, then we'll get Undisputed. Just completely overlooking, overshadowing, didn't even mention CoolBoy. But you know that he's there because you said if Monster wins. So you know that he's there, right? And you still chose, that means that you still choosing not to give him a title shot. If you could see my tweet, you know what I mean? I asked two questions. I said, what about if CoolBoy win? And why couldn't they unify before Monster knew it got there? You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn is still going to keep Undisputed away from CoolBoy Fulton, even if he wins this fight. This pretty much what this telling us. Now, again, I told y'all at first look, when I first looked at this, I was like, okay, cool. We'll finally get Undisputed at that division. And then I went back and I had to double take. Like, hold up. He didn't say CoolBoy. He said if Monster win. And since when did you have all this energy to get Undisputed? Now that's the first part of it, right? Now, let me take y'all to the second part of this. I'm gonna try to make this, right, under 20 minutes, 25 minutes, right? But I want to get this point because I want y'all to ride with me, right? I'm here to get my point across as long as it takes, right? You know what I mean? Because I want to make sure it's understood what I'm saying. I'm going to do a different EP. I'm going to put it in black and white for y'all. This just the, the cruise course, playing. I'm going to put it in black and white for y'all with this PBC thing, this Earl Spence and CoolBoy. Like, bigger picture. Let's look at this. You got Bud Crawford, you know what I mean, who placating with the belt with Earl Spence, pump faking the fight, act like he want to fight, don't want to fight, you know what I mean? Pretty much just holding up Undisputed. First, you had Top Rank and Bud, you know what I mean, working together contractually to do it. Now you got Top Rank covering Bud, ducking Bud, because they still don't want the PBC to have Undisputed. Bud having Undisputed is better than Al Heyman, you know what I mean, in the PBC having a fighter that's Undisputed, right? But y'all ain't hearing me, right? But I digress. And now you got Eddie Hearn, right, who on the other side, who has one belt, in another division with a different PBC fighter and CoolBoy Steph, right? And then you got Eddie Hearn acting as if CoolBoy Steph don't exist at all. Eddie Hearn in this sentence, right? He acknowledged CoolBoy and didn't acknowledge him all at the same time. Y'all ain't gonna feel me. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it slow. In this statement right here, Eddie Hearn acknowledged CoolBoy, and he didn't acknowledge CoolBoy all at the same time. You know what I mean? I got a saying, right? You know, we not surface level thinkers over here. We like to dig deep, right? So let's really think about what's going on. You know what I mean right now? What's really going on right now? This man blatantly, yo, I got 18 people in the building. Can I get all 18 y'all to hit that thumbs up if y'all haven't? Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through the building. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. You know what I mean? We just having a boxing conversation. I want to bring something to the light. You know what I mean? I want to put it out there in the air. I want to see, am I tripping? Or can anybody else, you know, see this too? Right? But I don't know if it's y'all first time. If y'all could not make it y'all last time, if y'all can hit that subscription button. You know what I mean? We talk this good boxing every day. What's good, BC? TWT. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. I'm in here like this. We're here having us a boxing conversation, right? Eddie Hearn is the man of the hour, right? Eddie Hearn has been showing himself lately, right? With the Gervonta Tank Davis comments, and now you got him coming out here completely ignoring, you know what I mean, CoolBoy Steph, right? That's one thing. We know Eddie Hearn the snake, right? We know Eddie Hearn, all about Eddie Hearn, right? We know that much. But let's look at the bigger picture, right? Let's look at the bigger picture. You got Bud Crawford, you know, working with, you know, Top Rank. They avoid, you know, the undisputed fight with Spence, right? You got Bud Crawford leaving Top Rank, but still, right? If your enemy is my enemy, then you still my friend. You get what I'm saying? An enemy of yours and an enemy of mine, you know, that make us friends. So as long as the PBC and Spence don't get undisputed, and he's an Al Heyman fighter, so you know Al Heyman and the PBC can't be great, right? Then you got Eddie Hearn, who we all know, who been keeping MJ away from CoolBoy Step, right? Now you got him coming out, you know what I mean, blatantly looking over CoolBoy, acknowledging CoolBoy and not acknowledging CoolBoy, all in the same statement. Eddie Hearn had declared that if Inoue beats CoolBoy, right, acknowledgement, then he would be willing to make Inoue versus MJ, right? But where he looked over CoolBoy is the point where he didn't say. Eddie Hearn has declared that the winner of Inoue and Fulton, then he would be willing to make a fight between the winner, right? The winner. Eddie Hearn has declared that he will be willing to make a fight between the winner of Inoue and Fulton for undisputed later this year. Not if Inoue beats him. What about CoolBoy? We ain't got no love for CoolBoy. We ain't got no love for CoolBoy in the PBC. Don't y'all telling us? Don't y'all trying to tell me right now? We ain't got no love for CoolBoy in the PBC. You mean to tell me? It's just, I think it's just ironic, right? It's just ironic, right? That it's always, you know, a PBC guy, right? It's always a Earl Spence, right? It's always a CoolBoy, right? I just want y'all to pay attention. You know what I mean? To you know what I mean? What's going on? Pay attention to the whole undertone and underlining of this particular statement, right? Pay attention to the whole undertone and underlining of what Eddie Hearn had to say about, you know what I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis, right? We all know that when Al Heyman started the PBC, we all know Bob Arum, you know, tried to sue him to even stop the business from getting, you know, off the ground. So don't tell me that, you know, that it's not you know, it's not a design target, you know, on the PBC's back. You know what I mean? By boxing. Before they even came into existence, you had Bob Arum, you know, suing them, trying to keep them from getting started. You know what I mean? Right? You got Floyd Mayweather. Pay attention now. Spence too, but pay attention. You got Floyd Mayweather, who was never undisputed, right? He was never undisputed. He used to work with Bob Arum and Top Rank. He left him, went with Al Heyman in the PBC. You could say that's part of the reason why it will forever be a grudge between them. You know what I mean? The Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather leaving, Top Rank going over there, and all the rest of these fighters, Adrian Broner, you know what I mean, going over there to the PBC. A lot of the fighters most of the fighters on the PBC were HBO fighters as well, and they all used to work together. You know what I mean? So when you hear this again, just remember where you heard it first. Cause I know it's gonna be people out here who going to try to steal my work. You know what I mean? Before I do it, right? But don't tell me that it ain't a design hit out here. You know what I mean? Against the PBC when Bob Arum tried to stop them from even coming into existence, right? And then you got Floyd Mayweather, who never was able to get undisputed, right? PBC fighter. And then you got Earl Spence, right? Who it seems like the undisputed title seems to be elude, right? And now you got Eddie Hearn blatantly coming out and saying, shit, even if CoolBoy fought to win this fight, he ain't getting, a shot at this undisputed. He ain't getting a shot at undisputed. But if Monster Inoue win, then yeah, we got something that we could talk about then. You know what I mean? I just think that's why CoolBoy Steph had to CoolBoy Steph was about to leave the division because Eddie Hearn wouldn't allow MJ, or MJ wouldn't, allow himself, to fight CoolBoy, right? So he left the division. And then so happened Monster Inoue, moved up like he said he would, right? Shout out to Monster Inoue, and him and CoolBoy was able to hash something out. And now all of a sudden, Eddie Hearn got the urge, right, to want to get undisputed done. That's what CoolBoy been trying to do the whole time. You know what I mean? While you've been down here playing. But it's not the fact that you've been playing, right? The real question is, why are you playing, right? And the answer to that is because it's always been a design to keep the PBC from flourishing, right? That's why you always hear rumors about them going out of business and all that, crap like that. You know what I mean? It's always been designed to keep them down, right? But I'm gonna get up out here. I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time. Skin the heart away, Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.